Hello and welcome to this edition of the All Speeches broadcast. So let's see what best men have been telling me this week. Nicknames are a very big thing. Sometimes they're given unto us, sometimes we give them to ourselves. Only very special people though. This guy was known as Feminine Boy because he was always so emotional and crying. And still, he is deep down. Apparently, he burst into tears and fainted in a club at the sight of his mate kissing a girl he liked. Now, he probably needs to toughen up, but the fact he's getting married probably means he did do, or met a freak. Apparently, when his dog of many years died, he went to the pub, leaving the best man and another mate to bury her in the freezing soil. Lovely, lovely detail there. This bit, though, says a lot about the groom. And what did he want to be when he was younger? A footballer and a communist. That is a great combination, and one that not even Graham Lasso managed, reading The Guardian, if you know your football trivia. Nicknames continue with this one, and this is, this guy is one of the ones that gave him the nickname to himself. He called himself the King, apparently after the size of his willy. But to put him into some context, he's not an alpha male rugby type. He is actually the chess champion of the school and sang in the choir. The king in the choir, King Dong in the choir. When he was a teenager, he got that drunk, he went for a number 2. Lovely and polite, thank you. But he forgot to pull down his pants, got in a mess, and his mum found him. Mums are doing that all over the UK. They get my utmost respect. I worked in an old people's home and I'm guessing it's pretty similar. This guy was called the Python. Apparently for exactly the same reason as the King. What is wrong with these boys? Then we come to this guy. He describes the groom as a genuine gentleman, a friend of many years, and still the biggest compulsive liar I know, in block capitals. Lovely. What has been his biggest triumph so far? Youth triumph, losing his virginity at 11. That, I think, is actually illegal. Senior triumph, getting married, in block capitals, because he's ginger. I know. In this day and age, people find being ginger very funny, and I have to admit, I'm one of them. What sort of effect has his girlfriend had on him? None. He's still very much a liar. But it says here, you could say he doesn't sit outside clubs anymore, waiting for random young girls who need lifts home. And that, unbelievably, is a very common pulling tactic in the UK, and it seems to work for both parties very well. Cheaper than a minicab. What ways has he helped you out in the past? Nothing. He does whatever he can not to help. Smiley face. Brilliant. This guy, at the end, we'll call him Mike because his name is Mike. And he says, Mike had the great idea when a crazy girl was getting too much for him. We've all been there. Not very often, but all been there. He had the bright idea of sending her a text to tell her that he had chlamydia in order to put her off. I have had some great ideas, but none clearly as great as this one. It's inspired. And he just finishes, well, that backfired. That is absolutely priceless. Well done. Well, not well done, Mike. I mean, you know, we understand you. We hear you. And to finish on, this guy. I'm going to read it in full because it's worth reading in full. We were 17 to 18 and we bet each other who could pull the most chicks. Hugely underused word these days. We pulled anything from the age range of 16 to 60. I bet your mums would be so proud. But, you know, it's also good news that you can still be a chick at 60. During this time, he also bet me to steal a man-sized Winnie the Pooh from one of those throw the ping pong ball in the fishbowl funfair things. That's not easy to say. I managed to steal one, but got beaten up by a traveller. It doesn't actually say traveller, but I edited it to Traveller. The next morning, I woke up at my parents' house with a man-sized Winnie the Pooh and an STD. That's great. Well, on that note, that is it for All Speeches broadcast this week. I will see you next week with some more fun facts from best men. Goodbye.